everyone, good morning. My complete name is Pratisia Upi Jemahi, and everyone can call me Upi. I'm from class 2024D, and my student's ID is 24102025. Okay, so now I would like to talking about the English using technology. This online lesson is created for ICT ELT final exam. Today I will teach English through Zoom meeting using PowerPoint slides. I hope this lesson can help students to understand English easily. Okay, let's start our lessons today. Before we start the lesson, I would like to explain how this online learning is prepared. First, I prepare the material about the simple present tense. Second, I design the materials using PowerPoint slide. And then I use Zoom meeting as an online learning platform. In this lesson 2, I explain the materials while sharing slide through screen sharing, and then this showed how the technology supports online learning. Okay, guys, let's move to the materials today, or how the technology using for the teaching progress today. Before we start our lessons, I want to explain how this online learning is prepared. I explain this part to show the teaching process and then the use the technology in English language teaching. And the first is I prepare the materials about the simple present tense, so the lesson is clear and well structured. The second, I design the materials using the PowerPoint slides to help students understand the lessons visually, and then I use Zoom meeting as the online learning platform, and that's easy to use the online learning platform for today. During the lesson, I explain the materials while sharing the slides using the screen sharing feature like we do now, and then to show how technology supports online English learning. The technology I use in this lesson is the Zoom meeting. For the first, I want to explain about the Zoom meeting. Zoom meeting is an online learning platforms that allow the teacher and student to meet virtual, like we do now. I choose Zoom meeting because it's the support the videos, audios, chat, and the screen sharing. This feature helps interaction between teacher and student during online learning. By using the Zoom meeting, teaching and learning can be done anytime and anywhere. Okay, guys. Now we move to the lesson today. Today we are going to learn about this online learning. So the technology is ChatGPT. So guys, ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence tool that can help teachers and students to find the learning materials easily. So with ChatGPT, I can ask questions, get explanations, and prepare teaching materials in a simple way. So in these lessons, guys, I use ChatGPT to help me find the materials about the simple present tense. So how I find the materials using ChatGPT? Let's see, I share this or sharing the screen for you guys, and For first, I open ChatGPT also, and then I type a simple questions just like that. You can see that. Please, please explain, explain simple present tense, present in an easy way for beginners. Just like that, guys. Okay. Okay, that is the response from GPT. You can see that, guys. Okay, that is the response from ChatGPT. So ChatGPT give me a clear explanation about the definition, the formula, and the example about simple present tense. The explanation is easy to understand and suitable for students. And then from ChatGPT, I get the meaning of the simple present tense, like I said before, the sentence partners, positive, negative, and interrogative sentence. And then the simple expression for daily activities. This really helped me to prepare my teaching material faster and more effectively. And then guys, the AI number two, I use the using the Canva to find the template about my PowerPoint. Okay, for the first two, also I open the Canva. I open Canva. Let's move to the Canva. Okay. And then also on the search bar, I type the template about the English grammar presentation. Or simple present tense sense. Listen. Simple present. Okay, this one. Let's see the response from Canva. Okay, this one can use the template. This one that's really complete, right? And then you can see that in my screen sharing, right? That is the template from Canva. Canva provides many templates with a simple design and clear layout. I choose a template that easy to read and suitable for students. And then I put the material from the ChatGPT into the Canva slides. I adjust the font, the color, and the examples to make it more interesting. And then guys, by using ChatGPT and Canva, I can create an online English lesson more easily. And then these technologies help me save time and make the learning process more engaging. Now let's move to explanation of the materials about the simple present tense. Use the simple present tense because it is one of the basic tense in English. This tense is commonly used in the daily communication, especially when talking about the routines, our habits, and the general facts. The learning objectives are important because they show what the student are expect to achieve after learning the students after learning this lesson, students are expect to understand when the simple present tense is used, know the sentence patterns, and be able to make the simple sentence correctly. This objective guide the learning process. Okay, now let's move to the slide. I want to explain the about the simple present tense today. Okay, guys, now let's move to the definition of the simple present tense. Simple present tense is used to talking about daily activities, our habits, and the general facts. We use this tense for action that happens again and then again. When do we use the simple present tense? Simple present tense is used when an activity happens every day, when the activity is a habit, and when the sentence talks about the general facts. Like I said before, if an action happens again and again, we usually use simple present tense. And then I take the two examples for this sentence. The sentence number one is I go to school every day. Show a daily activity. We do the sentence every day. We go to school every day. The sentence number two is about the she wakes up early, and then this show our habits, like we go to campus every day, we go to school every day, right? These examples are used because they are simple and close to student daily life. And move again, let's see about the time signals of our keywords. The time signals help students determine simple present tense more easily, like some common time signals, like every day, every morning, always, usually, often, sometimes. If the students see these words in a sentence, the sentence usually uses the simple present tense. This helps students avoid the confusion when choosing the sentence. And then let's move again to steps to determine simple present tense. To dedicate whether a sentence uses simple present tense, students can follow these steps. The first step is identify the subject. The second, look for the time signals. And the third is about the choose the correct verb from. These steps help students analyze sentence systematically. Move again to positive sentence partner. The pattern of the positive sentence in a simple present tense is subject plus verb 1. For the subjects is about I, you, we, and they. We use verb 1. For the subjects, he, she, and it, we use the s or es to the verb. For the example, everyone can see in this PPT slide, is the example number one is about I study English. It's used because it is common in academic context. The example number two is the she studies English. The the example number two shows the verb change for a singular subject. Adding s or es to the verbs. Adding s or es in one of the most common mistakes made by students. That is why this part is explained clearly. We add s or es when the subject is he, she, and it. I repeat again. Add is or es when the subject is he, she, and it. For the example, he plays football and she goes to school. These examples help students remember the rule more easily. And let's move to the negative sentence pattern. Negative sentences are used when we want to say no or express dislike. This part of a negative sentence is subject plus do not or does not plus verb one. For the formula is subject plus does not or does not plus verb one. For the rules is you can see in the PPT. I, you, we, they, we use do not. For he, she, and it, we use does not. For the example, I take the two example. The example is I do not like coffee. It's simple and easy to remember. She does not like coffee shows the correct use of does not. Let's move again. The question sentence partner formula. Question sentences are important for interaction in the learning English. That allows students to ask and answer the questions. The pattern of a question sentence is do or does not subject plus verb want. For the example, do you study English every day? And does she study English every day? You can see the formula and the rules in the slide. And this example are used because they are simple and also the academic. And let's move to the easy tips to understand simple present tense. The tips number one is check in the action happens every day. The number two is look the time signals. And number three is check the subject. Number four, use verb one after do or after does. Remember that in your mind, okay? Now let's do a short practice to check the student understand. Place the correct verb, like I say the easy tips to understand the simple present tense. Maybe you need to read or you can see in the slide. This hard practice helps students feel confident and active learning. Okay, this is the short practice to the correct verb, like I said before, see or eat or eats breakfast every morning. They plays or plays football on Sunday. And the answer, you can see that in the slide. She eats breakfast every morning. We use eats. And then they play football on Sunday. Sorry. We use play. Okay, maybe that's all for me about the simple present tense. Thank you for learning simple present tense today. Today we have learned when the simple present tense is used and how to form sentence. And then I hope this materials help students understand English better. Remember, making mistake is the part of the learning. Keep practice and do not afraid to use English. See you in the next lesson. Goodbye.